We're live. Shall I put my little light on? Bing! Is it going to work? Let's plug my light in. See what it looks like, eh, guys? So I've been out all day in Bristol. Ding! Right, I'm sorry that I had to restart the computer, which is so annoying. Defending Elvis Presley. Fans want the truth. Let me just tell everyone we're live. Okay. Let's tell everyone we're live. Let's have a look. Let's just tell everyone we're live. So I've got a couple of subjects today, guys. I'm going to let everyone know because hi, Stacey. That's right. Let's just tell everyone, shall we? Hi, Elvis Presley. Hi, Colleen. Hi, Yeet. Bit by bit, we're going to tell everyone. So we've got Melissa. Is Melissa there? Let's have a look. Diana. Amy. Just quickly, Natalie. So many people. Right, so we're going to have a few. We've got Catherine. I know a lot of the time when I send it says love, but it's the same thing. So I've been in Bristol all day with the kids. Who we got on? Let's have a look. Okay, bit by bit, you're all coming on, guys. Let's tell Deborah. Deborah's probably asleep. Deborah, you awake? Who else are we going to tell? Let's just tell everyone, yeah? Let's tell everyone. Let's tell everyone. So many. I reckon I've got about 100 people. Okay. So we're in the lounge, of course. Let's have a look. Catherine. Let's see. Have we got everyone on here? Let's have a look. I think we do. If I've forgotten anyone, I'm sorry. Lessa's on. Hi, Lessa. Lorna's on. How are we going, Yeet? Judith, how are you? Just clear my throat. So, I hope you enjoyed the live we did this morning. I thought it was pretty good, actually. So, it is 8 p.m. 8:02 p.m. in the UK. So, what time is it where you are, guys? What time is it where you are? Just out of interest. So originally this morning, I was going to cover the Graceland scammer and what was the other thing? Oh, yeah, the Michael Lockwood settlement. But we didn't get around to it because we ended up speaking about Suzanne Finstad, the author of Child Bride, because I was annoyed at the interview that she had given to the Australian 60-minute news program accusing Elvis of being a paedophile. So it's 3:02. Is this in America? Yeah. So Judith, it's 1. Tonya, it's 3. Jane, it's 9. And Michael, well, Michael, and it's Stacey's 2. Let's have a look. Hi, Maria. Are you new? Maria, are you new to Team Elvis? To Defending Elvis Fans Want the Truth? Let us know where you're from. How long you've been a fan for? So, so we were discussing Suzanne Finstad, the author of Child Bride. We're not happy with her, guys. We're not happy that she, in that interview in Australia, made Elvis out to be some kind of paedophile that preferred 14-year-old girls. We're not having it, guys. So, as far as I'm concerned, as an Elvis fan, I'm not happy with Suzanne Finstad, and she's outside of our club. As far as I'm concerned, she's not welcome to Elvis Week. You can't sit on the news in Australia with a bunch of ladies that have been tricked into saying, to twisting the truth and call Elvis a paedophile and say that he is like a child that prefers other children because it makes his manhood feel better. You can't do that. So Suzanne Finstad, you get a thumbs down from us, and we're not happy with your book, because your book, even though it exposes Priscilla, that there's a different side to her. Hang on 1 second. Let me just. Hello. Trying to do a live stream and everyone is shouting. Right. Now, let's talk about quickly. I'm only going to briefly cover this because we need to talk about the subjects at hand. But we know that the Child Bride book exposes Priscilla and that she has a different personality than she makes out, that there is another side to Priscilla, a much more conniving, tricky side to Priscilla in Child Bride. But it also makes Elvis out to be a paedophile that preferred 14-year-old girls. I'm not having it, guys. I'm not having it. No. Elvis was no paedophile. They have never proved Elvis to be a paedophile, ever. There has never been a woman underage that has proved that she had sex with Elvis. So anybody that says Elvis is a paedophile, I want proof. Yeah. Now, someone messaged me today and said that there's no proof that the Memphis Mafia has ever accused him of being a paedophile. I dispute that, because I think some of the interviews from the Memphis Mafia, not all of them, the way it's worded makes Elvis come across like a paedophile. So I disagree with that comment. No offense. I personally think that sometimes the Memphis Mafia, when they talk about Elvis's friendship, they paint the bad impression of Elvis. I don't think they should say it. I think it's wrong. So what's the other thing? Then we were talking about Sally Hoddle's book, the way that Sally Hoddle has tried to mute us and stop us from defending Elvis. I don't agree. Sally Hoddle, if you think you're going to tell the Elvis fans how to talk about Elvis, I disagree with you, because we are going to say how we feel to defend Elvis Presley. Fans want the truth. We here at Team Elvis are here to defend Elvis Presley, and we want the truth. That's it. So, Sally, we're going to say what we feel. We're going to say we're going to defend him proudly. And you say that you think Elvis wouldn't like us to defend him. We disagree. We actually think Elvis would love us to defend him. I think Elvis, when he hears all of us, thousands of people around the world trying to defend Elvis, that's not just my channel, it's other channels as well. I think he loves it. I think he loves it. So anyone trying to mute us, I'm sorry, we're going to stand up for Elvis, and we're going to do it loud and proud. So let's just read some of your comments, and we're going to go into these topics. Melinda, he definitely did have a good heart. He's so kind and generous, and I could speak for hours how nice Elvis was, how decent he was. But he's judged for lies. He's judged for lies. And you can't judge Elvis just because he had lots of girlfriends. That's not fair. So if Elvis had lots of girlfriends, does that make him a bad person? You can't judge Elvis because he needed prescribed medication because he was seriously unwell, seriously sick. We've proved how sick he was on here with our live streams. Now, you can't judge his whole life based on the fact that the last 3-4 years that he was very unwell, chronically sick. That's not fair. Judge Elvis on the life he lived, the people he helped, how kind he was, how good-hearted he was. Judge him in that way. Let's keep looking. They never said it outright, but they make an issue of him being friends with young girls. Well, Colleen, I actually think at least one of them did say it outright, because what he says, I think it might have been Lamar Fike. I'm trying to remember which one it was. He actually says he was worried that Elvis was going to end up in prison. So I think if we do a bit of digging with the Memphis Mafia and research it, I actually think we will find a couple of them making him out that he did things wrong with underage girls. Guys, you're all Elvis fans. You've done loads of research. many of you know about Elvis's life much better than I do, because I'm still a newbie. I'm sure you'll give me information that shows that some of the Memphis Mafia said things about Elvis they shouldn't have said when it concerns underage girls. Let's have a look. Now, I'm no expert, guys. You guys are here to prove me wrong. If the things I say aren't correct, I want you to correct me, please. Let's have a look. Stop the ridiculous lies and negative comments about Elvis. We are here to defend the truth. That's it. If people are going to say things that are ruining Elvis's reputation and his image, I'd like some proof. That's all I ask. Hi, Maria. Are you okay? Right. Let's have a look. Elvis was a beautiful man. He sure was, Teresa. I think he would love the fact that we just love him without making money off him. Too right. Too right. I've loved Elvis since I was 4 years old. So, and I think a lot of you have as well. I think we're all in the same boat, aren't we? We were hooked. He had a love affair with his fans, so he would love us no matter what. To the end. Tonya, to the end. Sometimes I'll get a message. Sometimes it's from one of you guys. So I always like to let them know that we're live. Yes, Amy's coming on. Amy Collett, who was on Presley Mania's interview, and they've just come back from Elvis Week as well with Rhonda. So she's going to jump on and have a chat with us. So let's have a look. Yes, Colleen. Thank you, Colleen. Yeah, he did push the issue. Yeah, Marty Laka. So I will always defend. Right, let's have a look. Let's get to the comments. Right, okay. Let's get on to the topic. So two things. We want to talk about the Michael Lockwood situation with the twins, with maintenance. Obviously, this affects the trust that the twins will inherit. We know that Riley Q, Danielle, is the boss at the moment. So let's just get it up. Now, I haven't read this, guys. I've seen other people cover it. I think Shauna covered it last night. I haven't watched that yet. Obviously, Shauna's channel, Tenderly Loving Elvis, great. So this is the item that I'm going to read. I just thought, I wonder if I type that into YouTube, I wonder if it will let us have a quick video of it. Sometimes it will give us a quick. I'm going to read it as well. Now, the title simply says, Lisa Marie Presley's ex-husband, Michael Lockwood, scores six-figure sum from Elvis's trust. Now, I know you as fans are not happy with Michael Lockwood. We've done some live streams about Michael Lockwood, and you guys feel that he's dipping in to the twins' pocket, to Riley Q's pocket, to the trust. That's how you guys feel. And let's just check your messages. So, to me, no offense. No, actually, I will offend. He needs to get a job, earn his own money, and earn some money for his kids. That's how I see it. So, before I read it, I'm just going to see if there's a YouTube news clip. Sometimes they come up. So I should have done this myself, but I haven't been home long. So they call it a six-figure. Let's see if it comes up. Let's have a look. No, it's just. I think this is just showing him out with the kids. Have a look. That's definitely one of the twins, yeah? Obviously, we're protective about the kids, aren't we? We're protective. I've never watched this before, guys. Hi, Diane. You okay? Yeah, we're not big fans of Michael Lockwood, let's face it. And Colleen says parents are supposed to support their children, not the other way around. Well, grabbing their trust funds ain't good, is it? That's an unusual clip, isn't it? It's the first time I've seen that. I mean, come on, let's face it, guys. They're 16 years old. They're beautiful girls. And we are protective over the Presley bloodline, aren't we? Let's have a look. It's funny how these little clips keep popping up. I may as well show a few of them. Because you don't see them that often, do you? Let's have a look. And this one looks a few years old. Obviously, you got the sneaky paparazzi hiding behind the bushes. They only look about 12 there, don't they? Funny, but I'm actually looking for a news clip of the Lockwood, the recently agreed figure that Lockwood, Michael Lockwood. Let's have a look. Let's just see if I just put Michael Lockwood, Lisa Marie, see if it comes up. To be honest with you guys, he was punching, wasn't he, guys? He was punching because Lisa Marie is stunningly beautiful. So what did she see in him? And I didn't get it. It's like, do I sound horrible saying that? So I don't think it's going to show us a clip. Let's just play this.
Twist. Michael Lockwood and Priscilla Presley gang up and they win in court versus Riley Keough.
Right, let's just listen to this a minute.
Presley, so Navarone,
right, ready?
In a shocking twist, Michael Lockwood and Priscilla Presley gang up and they win in court versus Riley Keough and the estate of Lisa Marie Presley. So Navarone, the son of Priscilla Presley, gets 1/9 of the fortune, and Michael Lockwood gets to represent the daughter. In a shocking twist, Michael Lockwood and Priscilla.
That sounds like rare Elvis photos to me. I'm just going to play a few of these just to see what it said. What is that? Right, now hang on, let's really, I want the news clip, but it's not going to give it me, is it? No, I don't think it's going to give it me. Okay, I'll tell you what, I'll type it into Google and we'll see what comes up. We're doing this together, guys. We're learning together. If I just type in Michael Lockwood wins, let's see if it comes up. We'll go on to videos. No. I'm surprised. Normally things come up. Really surprises me. Okay. Let's go to the clip then. Right. Let's start reading it. So this came out on August the 21st. Check. Let's have a look. Hi, Gio. Hi, Natalie. Hi, Linda. Stacy. Right, I'm going to start reading it. So, like I said, this is the clip. Lisa Marie Presley's ex-husband, Michael Lockwood, scores six-figure sum from Elvis Presley's trust. I'm just really surprised I can't find a video, a news clip showing that. If any of you have got a news clip showing this, what I'm going to read now, please send it me on Messenger and I'll play it. So I can't find it, which is unusual. Right, so Lisa Marie Presley, ex-husband Michael Lockwood, scores a huge victory in his battle for money from Riley Keough, and Trust in Touch can exclusively report. According to court documents obtained by In Touch, so these people are called In Touch, a Los Angeles Superior Court judge granted Michael's motion asking to be reimbursed the six-figure sum that he spent in legal fees for the 15-year-old twins he shared with Lisa Marie, Finley and Harper. I'm pretty sure they're 16. Yeah? Let's keep going. The court ruled that Riley 35, a trustee of the Promenade Trust shall pay Michael 63, who is 63 years old, a total of $188,000, An order said that $94,000 will be taken from both Finley and Harper's interest in the Promenade Trust. Now I think we know about the Promenade Trust. It was set up on their behalf. So you think about it, guys. He's gonna be given $188,000, and half of that from Finley and half from Harper. Does that make sense? Because obviously Riley Q. So let's just read that bit again. Riley Q ruled as trustee of the Promenade Trust shall pay Michael, who is 63, a total of $188,000. So the way they word it, they're taking half from Finley, half from Harper. Doesn't make sense, but let's just check your comments. Yeah, and I've heard the accusations with Michael Lockwood, but I think it was never proved, was it? It was never proved, but it must have been pretty serious because Lisa left him. Yeah, so it must, and as far as I can tell, ever since they split up, it's always been about him getting money from her. It's always been that. I think they were arguing about money even just before she died, from what I've been reading. So is Deborah awake, is she? Deborah, you awake? You can put Michael Lockwood and Prissy Pants in a bag and they would both come out fighting. Yeah, they blooming would. There were so many weirdos, right? Hi, Deborah. I did try and wake you. Right, so the trust holds the majority of Elvis's estate, including Graceland. Lisa Marie Presley died on January the 12th, 2023 at the age of 54. She was survived by Riley and the twins. Elvis' only child left behind a will that appointed Riley as the administrator of her estate. Lisa Marie died. I know a lot of you already know this, but we'll just go over it, okay, guys? Lisa Marie died with millions in debt, but had taken out a life insurance policies that paid out $35 million to her life when she died. And now, is that true, guys? Did it pay out $35 million? Is this correct? Just checking your comments, guys. $35 million to her life when she died. Riley and her twin sister are the only beneficiaries of the estate. Michael was appointed as guardian of Finley and Harper and awarded sole custody. After Lisa Marie's death, her mother, Priscilla Presley, filed a petition in court challenging the signature on the will. Right, we know this, but I'm just going to go through it, yeah? She tried to have a previous will appointed her as co-administrator of the estate enforced. Eventually, Riley and her grandmother reached a deal with Priscilla, so this is a little while because they're saying she's 79, dropped her fight in exchange for $1 million in legal fees. So this has gone back in history a little bit, hasn't it? Priscilla said, after dropping the court battle, my daughter passing was both devastating and heartbreaking. We learned that the fans realized that we are just a family. Okay, I don't really think we need to go over all this, right? Let's jump forward to the latest. Right, let's have a look. So his attorney wrote, after Lisa Marie's death, the Promenade Trust was subject to litigation primarily focused on who should be the trustees to protect and represent their interests in this litigation. Finley and Harper sought and secured the court-appointed and their father, Michael Lockwood, to serve as the guardian. Okay, we know about this. Come on, let's jump to the more recent stuff. Right, it's not going into detail. So basically, really, it's the beginning of it, isn't it? It's the beginning part, which basically says that Riley has to give him $188,000, and that's going to be split. For some reason, the way they word it is that half of each amount is coming from Finley and from Harper. So I think that's all we're going to get on this, guys. Let me just see if there's Let's see if I've got any other links on this. Let's just tell Jane we're live. She might be. Are you here, Jane? Jane Carroll, are you on? I know we had a bit of a breakdown. It's just Jane. Are you on there? Okay. So Maria, are you on? Maria Goretti, are you on? Just checking. Everyone's on. Hi, Kelly Dan. Hi, Jean. Okay. Right. So let's just keep going. I want to just try one more time to see if it's going to give me any more information on Michael Lockwood to do with the latest settlement. If it's not, I'm going to go forward and do the Graceland scammer segment. I found quite a good news clip. Let's just go. If I type in Michael Lockwood 2024, we'll see what comes up. I just don't understand why she married, why she got with him. Don't know, mate. Don't understand it. Right. No, nothing. Normally I get loads of things coming up. Okay, it doesn't matter. Right, let's go back to the Graceland scammer. Tomorrow I'm going to try and find that clip because I want the actual clip. I like the news clips because I find that the news clips. Let's have a. There we go.
Welcome back here on Live Now from Fox 333 on the East Coast and 1233 on the West Coast. Do want to get back into the stories that are making headlines now as a Missouri woman has been arrested on allegations she orchestrated a scheme to conduct a fraudulent sale of Elvis Presley's Graceland property in Memphis. The Justice Department revealing that Lisa Janine Findley attempted to steal the Presley family's ownership interest in Graceland, falsely claiming that Presley's daughter pledged the property as collateral for a loan she failed to pay before her death. Court documents allege Findley posed as 3 different people connected with a fake private lender, claiming Lisa Marie had borrowed nearly $4 million in 2018 and fabricated loan documents. Prosecutors say Findley filed fake paperwork and posted a fraudulent foreclosure notice in the paper announcing the plan to auction off the estate. Elvis's granddaughter filed a lawsuit and a judge stopped the sale, and the scam did come to a halt. Findley, by the way, charged with mail fraud and aggravated identity theft and does face 20 years or even more in prison as a result. Now, to explain more about all of this here, I do want to bring in Matthew Cox, a former title theft criminal who was once on the Secret Service's most wanted list. He spent more than 10 years in prison for the crimes and is now with Home Title Law, working to educate homeowners on how to avoid becoming a victim of title theft. Matthew, thank you so much for taking the time to join us here and provide your expertise.
No problem. Glad to be here.
Of course. Well, when you hear about a case like this, as someone who has faced prison time as a result of title theft, what goes through your mind first, especially as we're talking about Elvis and Graceland?
It's pretty brazen. I think everybody would agree. But also, it's because it is Graceland that we're hearing about it. And actually, this isn't that uncommon. Typically, it's done with it's done to your neighbors, and it just never makes the news. That's a problem. We're only hearing about it because it is Graceland.
And that's what I was going to ask. I imagine that this does happen quite a bit, like you said, to your neighbors, people down the street, people in your own city. It happens more than most folks probably realize.
Right. And typically, when it does happen, a lot of people, if it's elderly people or even people in their 30s, 40s, or 50s, a lot of those people don't have the means to fight something like this. It seems sophisticated, but it's really just a few documents that are filed.
And we aren't talking about Elvis Presley and Graceland. So how was a scheme like this so, let's say, easy to pull off?
Well, I think the problem is most people believe it would be extremely difficult, and it's just not. It's not hard to find the documents that you have to file. Anybody could type it up using Word. It's not difficult to get a notary stamp. You could sit down tonight and order 5 or 10 of them on the internet. Nobody's checking. They show up at your house tomorrow or the next day. You notarize those documents. You file the documents in public records, and then you wait a little bit, and you could get an attorney to start the foreclosure process, or you could even transfer title to someone's house, and it's very easy. You don't even have to go downtown. When I did these types of things, you would actually have to physically go down to public records. Now you can sit in a Starbucks, or any coffee shop with Wi-Fi and your laptop and pull this off in about 20 minutes.
Do you think that this is going to lead to any kind of changes now that we know that we are seeing this type of thing happening more and more, and it can happen?
Okay, I've heard enough of that. Right, let's go back. Come on, let's hear a bit more. Here we go.
The suspect has been charged in a complicated scheme to steal Graceland and defraud the family of Elvis Presley. Prosecutors say Lisa Finley used multiple aliases trying to foreclose on Elvis's home and sell it at auction, claiming his late daughter Lisa Marie Presley had put up the estate as collateral for a loan she didn't repay. Here's ABC's Eva Pilgrim.
Tonight, a Missouri woman charged with allegedly trying to steal Graceland and defraud Elvis Presley's family out of millions. Federal officials say Lisa Finley created a scheme falsely claiming Lisa Marie Presley put the famous estate up as collateral for a loan she didn't repay before her death in 2023. But that loan didn't exist. Investigators say Finley allegedly took advantage of the very public and tragic occurrences in the Presley family for her personal gain, using fake names to make fake loan documents and even filing a creditor's claim in court, hoping to cash in by threatening to foreclose and auction Graceland to the highest bidder earlier this year. Just hours before the Memphis, Tennessee mansion, one of the most famous homes in the country, was to be sold, a major break in this case. This notary stamp stopped the sale.
When you saw the signature, what about it stood out to you?
That it looks absolutely nothing like my signature.
Kimberly Philbrick, a notary public in Daytona Beach, Florida, telling us she never notarized the fake loan documents, testifying in front of a grand jury earlier this week that brought the charges against Finley.
Finley is facing up to 20 years behind bars for these charges, and this arrest coming on a significant date. Elvis Presley died 47 years ago today at Graceland. Lindsay, you have reporting.
So, I don't think we're really learning anything we didn't know there. I can't believe that she actually thought she would get away with that. And isn't it, one of you mentioned that she's called Finley? That's a bit strange. Right, I'll tell you how I wanted to end this. I've been saying all week that I'm going to play some of the funeral footage. I wanted to put some of the funeral footage that I had worked on about 6 months ago. I'm just going to see if it comes up on here. It might come up as shorts. Let's see what comes up. Right. Is that it? Let's have a look. Yes. Right. I'm going to play a few clips of it. We've done quite a few. We're going to just go through them. So it's going to get a bit sad, guys, but I want to go through some of the funeral footage.
Let's listen to part 8.
Winding its way down Elvis Presley Boulevard to Graceland. The hearse quickly turned down a side street and pulled into Graceland by the back
let's
entrance.
see it. Let me just make...
Let's listen to part 8.
Winding its way down Elvis Presley Boulevard to Graceland. The hearse quickly turned down a side street and pulled into Graceland by the back entrance. Elvis's coffin was taken from the hearse and placed in the mansion's music room. The fans started filing in for their last view of Elvis. The coffin was open. Elvis was dressed in a white suit, blue shirt, and blue tie. Elvis's own family, some members of the family arrived last night at the Memphis International Airport, including Priscilla Presley, who is Elvis's ex-wife. She arrived with other members of the family last night to be here for Elvis's funeral.
This video just describes everything in every detail that we need to know. And it's so interesting. And the footage is amazing.
It's funny how it talks about the way it talks about Priscilla arriving on an aeroplane with other family members. We have views about that, don't we? There's certain people that she didn't allow on that aeroplane. Do you know who they were, guys?
Stud fans mill around the gates of Elvis Presley's Whitehaven mansion this afternoon, while scores of fans, friends, and show business celebrities pour into Memphis for funeral services tomorrow for the king of rock and roll.
Elvis Presley's body just arrived here at Graceland. A hearse carrying the singer's body left the Memphis funeral home, winding its way down Elvis Presley Boulevard to Graceland. Elvis's coffin was taken from the hearse and placed in the mansion's music room. At 3 o'clock, the fans started filing in for their last view of Elvis. The coffin was open. Elvis was dressed in a white suit, blue shirt, and blue tie.
So I just find it so sad that it's showing a little clip there of them, the pallbearers carrying the coffin. It's so sad. Now so my channel used to be called Louis' World of Elvis. Let's see if we can find some more. I think I made quite a lot. Let's see if any come up. They're quite touching, but I still love. I can't explain it. It's still. Look, here we are. Look, here's some old footage here. Let's have a look. Let's see if it comes up.
Don't be cruel, teddy bear, dancing hips and long black hair. Old friend, you crossed my mind today. Las Vegas Hotel, Graceland, sweet young daughter and a million fans. Old friend, you touched my heart today. If I listen real close in the still of the night, I can hear your voice saying you're alright. Close my eyes, open my soul, touch the king of rock and roll. Old friend, it's good to feel you once again. You shook us all up, you loved us tender, caught us in a trap, we all surrendered on. Oh, loving you. Don't betray me now. I'm falling in love with you. I can sit down, put your records on. 7 sad years are suddenly gone. God, you were young, doesn't seem fair. Would you be here if I could have been there? Oh, friend, my heart's crying once again. Trapped here on earth, your mother is free. A lonely pain we refuse to see. Old friend, it touched my heart today. Old friend, I'm missing you once again. I'm
Isn't that like the way that I was going to play a bit more of this because it's so good, but the way that the police are saluting as the hearse. I think this is the section, guys, where the lady, runs in front of Elvis's hearse. So let's just keep going. I don't think there's music on this bit, but let's just keep going. But I love that song. We all love that song, don't we? That was beautiful. That's amazing. I'm going to get copyrighted for that, but it doesn't matter because I didn't want to stop it. I think I wanted to play it, and I'll sort it out with YouTube later. God, crazy, isn't it? It's just that voice. No one has ever sang My Way like Elvis. Even I love Frank Sinatra. I'm a big Frank Sinatra fan. But Elvis nails it. Elvis nails it. So I hope that didn't affect you guys too much. I want to see if I can just see some of the footage that I made. Let's have a look. I made a few clips. I'm just trying to see. Here we go. I want to find a clip, a longer clip, not a short clip. So I did do some clips that lasted quite a long time. I'm just seeing if they come up. Now let's listen to the fans, guys.
Only relatives, close friends.
Right, we ready? Come on, does that play? Yeah. Okay, guys,
Only relatives, close friends, and some celebrities were permitted to enter Graceland, the Presley estate, to witness the funeral services. Anne Margaret, Burt Reynolds, John Wayne,
battery's running out of charge. We don't have long.
Kennedy, all were reported to be in town. As described to artist Ham Embry, Presley was dressed in a white suit, blue shirt, and tie. Presley's former wife Priscilla and his father Vernon were among those to view Presley for the last time. Among the pallbearers was one of Presley's close high school friends, George Klein.
He gave me a car once, and I said, Elvis, I don't have the words to express how I feel to you about you giving me this car. And he looked at me and he said, what is fame and fortune if you can't share it with your friends?
The somber funeral procession moved slowly down.
Let me just pause that. I'm going to plug my charger in so we don't run out. But my God, he's cut up, isn't he? He's like proper struggling to talk to that interviewer, news reporter. Right.
Out onto Elvis Presley Boulevard for the 3.5-mile drive to Forest Hill Cemetery. Just as it emerged, a young woman jumped in front of the hearse carrying Presley's body. Authorities pulled her out of the way. The police-escorted motorcade moved on without incident, passing grieving Presley admirers who had gathered lining the boulevard 5 deep. Still more thousands of Presley's fans were waiting when the procession arrived at the cemetery. Presley was to be entombed in this one-story marble mausoleum. On the front lawn, flowers sent by the truckload by Presley followers were arranged in profusion. One was in the form of a 6-foot-long guitar. Presley's crypt is in the so-called Presley Room, where other family members will eventually be entombed. His crypt will always be visible to the public through a locked wrought iron door. Officials believe Presley will continue to attract in death many of those who were so devoted to him when he was alive. Ed Rabel, CBS News, Memphis.
They spoke of Presley as a hero, these people who stood for long hours under a hot sun to pay a final tribute. Most were simple working-class people, spanning all ages. Entire families came here, and they came from all parts of the country. Some of them simply dropped everything to be here, and many traveled for long hours just to stand and wait.
We left at 5:30 yesterday afternoon from Indianapolis, and we got here at 5 to 9 this morning. And even though I can't get in, this is the best I can do. I can be here.
How long did it take you to come down here?
12 hours. 12 hours, and it was 731 miles.
Early this morning,
morning, the crowd was shocked when a car drove into 3 girls outside the Presley mansion, killing 2 of them. Police arrested the driver on charges of second-degree murder and drunken driving. But the shock seemed to wear off, and at times there was almost a carnival atmosphere. Commercialism mingled with the morning, as hawkers sold Elvis Presley pennants and T-shirts. You think you'll make a lot of money on this?
I don't know. It'll be the first time I've ever made much money if I do, And it's kind of enjoyable. It's something to do. I think you're giving somebody something and you're getting something too. I think Elvis would have probably liked it,
But not everyone in the crowd liked it, and some even called the gathering a circus.
I think it's a bunch of baloney. Really, people are just, they don't really care. They're just giggling and carrying on. And, I'm having a good time too, but that's not really what it's all about.
By tomorrow, many of these people will have gone back home. They all were touched somehow by the Presley magnetism, but very few of them got to see him for the last time. Only a glimpse of a hearse on its way up Elvis Presley Boulevard toward the cemetery.
The tiny Christ Church at Cock Foster's in North London was filled to overflowing with mournful Elvis Presley fans this afternoon as an impromptu memorial service was held. A picture of Elvis was up on the altar, a place of adolescent and adult adoration he held for millions throughout Europe. Some of the teenage mourners had not been born when Elvis first achieved stardom. Others had already become adults by the time he sang Heartbreak Hotel. All shared the same grief and shock at the singer's death. The hairstyles, the clothing, and the working-class manners reflected the Presley style that so many had come to imitate in this country. In and outside the church, there were more than 500 people, some of whom joined to sing Amazing Grace. As the Beatles were revered in America, Elvis Presley was worshipped in Britain. John Lawrence, CBS News, London.
I've never seen that clip before. It showed a bit of England at the end there. And that was on EP Fan Archive. And he's actually mentioned us on his channel. So, God, these different clips that are coming up, I love them. I like the fan footage ones. These are the ones that I like. Let me just see if I can get some. Let's see if we can get a bit more fan footage, guys. Now, I'll just quickly say that many of you that were alive that day remember exactly where you were, who you were with, who you were, what you were doing, what you were wearing. It's almost like it's all frozen in time in our memories. I was at a Cub Scout event. I was away from my parents. It was the first time I'd ever been away from my parents. I was only 10 years old. And I remember it like it was yesterday. I remember reading it on the front page in England, the Sun newspaper. And obviously it was everywhere, wasn't it? It was all over the news. The whole world stood still. It's a bit like when JFK died, the moon landings, things like that. Lady Diana spent, just... It's funny, it's etched in our minds, etched. It's just crazy, but it just shows just how important he was to the world, especially in 1977. And 47 years later, we're here, sat here, Team Elvis. This is why we defend Elvis, because when that kind of love stays with you for that amount of decades, there's something special. There's something special. Not everyone has that effect that passes away that is a celebrity. And I always say this, that everyone's lives that was touched by Elvis, if you're still alive, is still being touched. You're still affected by it. I think that when you discover Elvis, you change. Something in you changes. I can't even explain it. Only Elvis fans can understand what I'm saying. It's like your spirit moves, yeah? And you're never the same again, and it doesn't leave you. It doesn't leave you, I can't even explain it. It's almost magical, the effect that Elvis has had on us, Elvis fans, yeah? Let's just play a bit more, guys.
in a brown shirt like this, like a solid, got little tan stripes. Go interview him, man. He's damn good. Is that him there under the umbrella? No, he's looking further down. Sorry. That's okay. We can get your wife over there. I guess she's your wife. Yeah. Why is it so important for you to come here? Because he was my idol. I liked the way he sang and followed his career for years. And we used to go see a lot of his shows. And I just wanted to come and pay my respects. And would you walk out here a little bit to me? Into the sun? Why, you were saying earlier about your feelings about getting in, not getting in.
Mm-hmm. Well, even if I can't get in, at least I was here, and I think he might know that, everybody cared for him. I don't know.
And that's important.
Yes, it's important.
Why?
He was a great human being. And he's going to be missed by everybody. I know he will. I don't know what else to say.
Well, you were thank you, an avid Elvis fan. That's very good. Thank you very much.
And it's funny, little did that lady know, she's there saying he'll be missed by so many. Little did that lady know that nearly 50 years later, we're playing that clip. And yes, she was right. He will be missed and still is. Let's see if we can find another person talking about how they feel about that day. Let's have a look.
Tell me what you do and what you've done today and why. Wait a minute. Here we are. Sorry. Tell me what you do and what you've done today and why you've come here. Well, I'm Ronnie Bickley from Atlanta. I'm a veterinarian there. I have a quite active small animal practice, and I canceled appointments for 2 days when I heard of Elvis's death to come up here and pay my respects. I consider Elvis a part of my life from childhood through my teen years and my adult life, and I feel a part of it's gone now. I feel a great loss. I see you here with your suitcase. It's difficult for many of us to understand the loss that those in line say they feel. Tell me a bit more about it. Well, all my life I've loved music. But everything that I hear, every new artist that comes out, I've always compared to Elvis Presley. I haven't heard one yet that could come close. I feel like he is to the 50s what it took a dozen different people in the 60s to be to that group. And he will never, ever be replaced by anybody. Thank you, Ron.
Whoa, come on. Shake that man's hand. Look what he does. Shakes his hand. Those words are perfect. Let me just show you.
People in the 60s to be to that group. And he will never, ever be replaced by anybody. Thank you, Ron. Good talking with you.
And I love what he says. Let's just hear the beginning bit again. Let's listen to the beginning.
Many of us understand the loss that those in line say they feel. Tell me a bit more about it. Well, all my life I've loved music. But everything that I hear, every new artist that comes out, I've always compared to Elvis Presley. I haven't heard one yet.
And haven't we all done that? Haven't we all done that? Let me just play his words again. 1 second.
Sorry.
I like his beginning words.
Tell me what
you
do and what you've done today and why you've come here. Well, I'm Ronnie Bickley from Atlanta. I'm a veterinarian there. I have a quite active small animal practice, and I canceled appointments for 2 days when I heard of Elvis's death to come up here and pay my respects. I consider Elvis a part of my life from childhood through my teen years and my adult life, and I feel a part of it's gone now.
Just those few words really touched me. Elvis was a part of his life from childhood to his teen years, and he feels a massive loss. Yeah, and come on, this millions over feel that way. I actually think even to this day, and you know, you speak to the young generation, the modern generation, I don't think they completely understand the impact that Elvis had on the world starting in the 1950s. I just don't. I try to, you know, I've got 6 kids, yeah, and I try to make them understand, because some of them will laugh at the fact that I'm an Elvis fan, that I have an Elvis channel, and I try to make them understand how you can love someone as if they're your brother or your father or your cousin, a close family member, and they don't get it. They don't get it. I can't explain it. And the reason I can't explain it is because they don't have anything to compare it to. I can't say to my 17-year-old daughter, look, you know, the way that Elvis changed my life when I, you know, way back in the 70s. Yeah. Many of you in the 50s and 60s. When I say to my daughter that Elvis literally got me through a very tough time in life, and then obviously the music, the movies, and his personality and his aura and his chemistry lifted me as a person and pushed me through life and gave me so much energy and positivity and charisma and charm and self-belief and confidence. This is what I got from discovering Elvis as a 4 or 5-year-old. Yeah. Now, when I say this to my 17-year-old daughter or my 16-year-old son, they have no idea what I'm talking about. They don't understand it. 'Cause who do they have now? In 2024, who is there that touches people in that way? Yeah. And I know obviously the Beatles did. Some of you are Rolling Stones people. But seriously, guys, you know, who is there that has affected us in this way? The modern generation, even through the 80s and 90s, and even now in the 2020s and 2010s, who is there? And I can't think of anybody. Elvis still has not been matched. He has not been matched. And I personally think it's sad that there has never been an equivalent to Elvis, because I feel my kids are missing out. I feel my kids are missing out. It's a shame that they haven't had that role model, that person that you respect. It hasn't happened in their lives. And because I love my kids, I feel sorry that they haven't had that. So obviously we introduce Elvis to our family. We introduce Elvis to our kids, because I play Elvis around the house, and I'm always playing the movies. I've always got Elvis on in the background. But truly, guys, I'm the Elvis fan. I'm the Elvis fan. Now, if they're sat with me, they'll watch a bit. They can hear the music in the background. I'll have it on in the car. But they just don't get it, guys. They don't get it. And it's a shame. I think that's a shame. What do you think, guys? Let's just read some of your comments. Yeah, so Jane says that her grandson takes the mick out of her. Let's have a look. So, Linda, I personally do not know an Elvis fan. Most people accept that he was a legend, but they really don't get the total love for him that it's sad. You're right, Linda. Let's just scroll back. Let's go back a bit on your comment. My son called me the other day and asked me what my granddaughter was asking him for. She wanted him to play teddy bear, and the baby gets in my truck and says, "Nana, hound dog, ha. He lives in my family." I do that, Colleen. I do that. I force it on my kids. Yeah, I walk around. I can't sing, but I walk around the house singing Elvis all day. My kids are used to it. Actually, they just know. I wake up in the morning singing Elvis. I walk around, if I'm working on the cars or if I'm fixing something, I'm singing Elvis. So they're going to get it whether they like it or not. So it's funny. So Kelly Dan, your dad used to sing Green, Green Grass of Home. Oh, I love that. It wasn't that Elvis's favorite Tom Jones song? See, I want to play it, but I'm not allowed. YouTube won't let me play it. So, Linda, some people just do not get it. So true. And the funny thing is, I keep seeing Elvis come up on the modern films. Like my kids like zombie films. Now, there's a zombie film that was based at Graceland. Do any of you know that film? I think it's called Zombieland. And my kids love that film. It's based at Graceland. It's funny. And then my kids will be playing their cartoons, and there'll be Elvis songs in the cartoons. My kids will be playing their TikTok videos and their Instagram videos, and it's Elvis music. It's funny. A lot of people know the talent, but never really looked at the actual person that he was. So true, Louis. You said it well. My grandkids don't get it either. They make fun of me, but all three of my adult kids like Elvis because they heard him every day as children. I'm hoping that. The thing is, I have a 17-year-old, a 16-year-old, and a 14-year-old. And I played Elvis to them as children. We watched all the Elvis films growing up. And if I say to them now, are you an Elvis fan? They'll go, no. No. I don't know what to say, guys. Even my wife, I love my wife. But I've been with my wife for 19 years. And I tell you now, guys, she's no Elvis fan. Now, she doesn't dislike Elvis. If I put on Suspicious Minds or In the Ghetto, she'll start singing it. She likes the songs that she likes. Yeah. But she's not an Elvis fan. Let's have a look. Jane, my 27-year-old doesn't listen to him, but 15-year-old has learned his stage moves and don't know where I went wrong with the eldest. Yeah, do you know what? If my 15-year-old started doing Elvis moves, I would be so shocked. I would be so shocked because the moves that my 15-year-old makes is this. That's his moves. The phones have taken over. Let's have a look. Linda, I brought my two youngest children round. They kept looking at my cameras and say, what's his name again, Nanny? And 5 older grandchildren look at me like I got 2 heads. Let's have a look. So sometimes, Louis, it has to reserve effect when kids grow up on hearing Elvis all day long. The reverse effect. Well, I think you could be right, Gio. I think you could be right, my friend. But what I'm hoping is this. 20 years from now, and they've got their own families and kids, and they say to me, and their kids say to them, what reminds you of Dad? It'll be Elvis. Elvis and Volkswagen camper vans. That's what I'm hoping. I hope I am going to have an effect. Yeah, reverse effect. So, Deborah, when he was coming back from Nevada, he called George at radio stations and he played it 21 times for Elvis coming home. Yes, I know that story, Deborah. It's a great story. Love it. Love it. And they were destined to be good friends, weren't they? They were a real twosome, weren't they? Tom Jones and Elvis. They looked great together. And I've done some good videos about Tom Jones. Should we get one up? Let's have a look. Let's just see if they come up, yeah? I do like Tom Jones a lot. Let's have a look. Let's see if they come up. I just type them into YouTube, and then hopefully they come up, because I did 4,000 shorts. They usually do come up. Here we go. Right, are we ready to see some Tom Jones, guys? So I did these videos about a year ago.
Just heard me singing and saw me perform. Felt that I had the right idea as well. That we were very similar. But the first time,
right,
just heard me singing and saw me perform. felt that I had the right idea as well, that we were very similar. Well, the first time I met him, and when he was walking towards me, he was singing with these hands.
He just really liked his voice. He liked the range that he could take in his voice, and he was still shocked that he was not black. I mean, I think that was one of the biggest surprises Elvis had. He could not believe that he was white and had a voice that, you know, could belt out the notes that he had. Maybe he related a little bit to how it was when he first started out. The girls were going crazy. They were running up to the stage. It was kind of a kick for Elvis to see that happening, you know, for somebody else. Tom would tease the audience and play around with them, as I'm sure he still does today. Tom really didn't take it seriously. Elvis never took that seriously. It was part of it. You know, it was part of the show. He'd still go backstage, and there was a real person there. There's someone that could be down to earth. You can talk to. It was not an ego trip.
So I remember making that. Now, the reason all the symbols are spinning around is because YouTube didn't like me just posting the videos, so I had to alter them so that YouTube would allow me to play them. Let's try another one.
And Tom Jones didn't know this at the time, but Elvis really respected Tom Jones and related to his style of singing and the way Tom Jones performed on stage, and his style of singing just mirrored how Elvis was at the peak of his fame, with the dancing and the moving and a magical voice.
I thought, my God, if the boys back home could see me now, you know.
And both these superstars, from humble beginnings that had rose to superstardom, went on to be the best of friends and even holidayed together. And I know Tom Jones will never forget and admires Elvis Presley. Thanks, everyone.
I love my Tom Jones videos. I love them because I'm a big fan of Tom Jones. And let's see if any more come up. But it's getting late now, guys. So let's see if this is a different one. Let's have a look. So I can't really hang about much longer, but I'd like to play a couple more. Right, let's see if this one's...
And Tom Jones rose to stardom in 1965 with a one-off massive hit, It's Not Unusual. Little did he know this would one day lead to him meeting Elvis Presley. Let's listen.
In 67 or something? 65. 65. And is that when you met Elvis for the first time? That's when I met Elvis Presley. I was there, up there, and you know, it was wonderful, Sunset Strip at the time. My first year in show business. And then I had to go to Paramount Studios for the song for something, and they said, Elvis Presley's going to be there tomorrow, and he would like to meet you.
And this just blew Tom Jones away. He literally could not believe that Elvis wanted to meet him. And Tom Jones lived very close to here in a small Welsh town called Pontypridd near Cardiff.
I thought Elvis Presley wants to meet me. It was unbelievable.
I love it. I love the way he says that. Elvis Presley wants to meet me. And it's true. Tom Jones' house is only 25 minutes drive from my house. So, love it. Let's play another one.
He said, okay, cut. And he looked across and went, I was like, you know, looking at these fellas who Elvis is waving at you. Wave back. You know, like, well, so anyway, so he get...
I can tell that Tom Jones, first seeing Elvis Presley, literally was blown away, couldn't believe his eyes. He was actually going to meet King of Rock and Roll.
Gets out of this helicopter and he starts walking towards me. Well, I had a single record out at the moment. It was my third single, With These Hands. It was a ballad, it was a beautiful song. And Elvis is walking towards me going, with these hands, oh my God, I will cling to you, right? And he's going,
And Tom Jones didn't know this at the time, but Elvis really respected Tom Jones and related to his style of singing and the way Tom Jones performed on stage. And his style of singing, it just mirrored how Elvis was at the peak of his fame, with the dancing and the moving and a magical voice.
He said, okay, cut. And he looked across the
Oh, I love it. I love when I made these videos, each one would take about 3 hours because I would literally get like 10 video clips, 10 pictures. Then I'd have to do all the writing, all the wording. and I was like glued to my phone, putting it all together, editing. I would get so excited, and then it would all come together. I loved it. But when you're spending 3-4 hours per video, per short, it did become a bit of a chore. Anyway, guys, I'm going to have to end it. So we've had a mixed show tonight. Unfortunately, I don't think that the information I had with the Graceland scammer was that great. I don't think the information I had with Michael Lockwood was that great. So I'd like to go over that again. But I enjoyed the funeral footage because it's nice that us together as Team Elvis can mourn Elvis together as Team Elvis. Yeah, I think us sat together and we're all familiar with each other. We've all got to know each other, and we can watch that footage and listen to that beautiful voice, especially when he sang the gospel song and My Way as well. And we've done it together. I think there's something nice about that. There's something, it's hard to explain. It bonds us. It bonds our friendship as Team Elvis, as our small family that comes together 2-3 times a day to defend Elvis Presley. And I think it's something special in that. I really do, guys. So don't forget, we are defending Elvis Presley. Fans want the truth. If you're new to the channel, please join Team Elvis. We are here every day to defend Elvis because we're fed up with all the bad stuff that's being said about Elvis. We're fed up with it. So we're coming together. We're coming together to defend Elvis. We are Elvis defenders. That's what we are. So please subscribe, become a member if that's what you like. Obviously, you guys know that it's important to me that you become members as well. But be a subscriber, join our family, join Team Elvis, and we see each other every day. So good night, everyone. I think we've had a really good live stream tonight. I really enjoyed it. And I'm looking forward to doing another one in the morning. I haven't chose a topic for the morning. I will see what things you guys send to me through comments. You send me pictures, you send me videos. I get quite a few through the night. I'll get loads, and I'll pick one out that stands out, and I'll make that the topic of the morning. So thanks, everyone. I'm going to say goodbye to all of you. I'm going to send you all my love. I've had quite a nice day today. Yesterday was tough. I've had a much nicer day today. So thanks, guys. All the best. Take care. Goodbye to all of you. Every single one of you mean a lot to me. Thanks, guys. I'm going to give you a wave. You take care, guys. Wherever you are in the world, sending you love.